I have a studio at 400 West Rich. This is a building filled with artists, for artists. And as great old buildings go, it's an industrial space, so you are kind of at the mercy of the noises of an industrial space. But it's really nice to have a space that's dedicated to creating and thinking about creation. This space for me has turned into sort of a forum, you know, for this art life that I keep coming back to. I went to work for a large corporation. I'm not going to name them, but I had gotten to this point around my 20th anniversary, about maybe not necessarily a midlife crisis, but just trying to figure out where am I at. And during those years, yeah, I was still doing art, but I guess I wasn't necessarily taking it as seriously as I should have, you know. So I just sort of like thought, you know, let's see if you can make a go of this art thing, you know, make a life out of it. I left that company in December 2019. And then, blam, the pandemic hits. You know, and now it's like, ooh. I started off wanting to be an illustrator. And I thought what I wanted to do was draw comic books. And in recent years, I started gravitating more towards digital, mainly because I could tell quick little stories that were illustrative for people to understand, for me to understand. Then the pandemic hits, and superheroes don't matter much anymore. You're dealing with all these different emotions and ideas that don't necessarily lend themselves to that illustrative thing anymore. But then I started gravitating towards abstract expressionism and abstract work, and that dealt more with the inner stuff, the things that you really can't explain in words, that you can't explain in a single representational image. The abstract for me was emotion on the page, you know, and that's my emotion. How you might deal with it might be different, but it just seemed to have a whole lot more possibilities in order to explore those emotions that I had inside me that were a little bit hard or difficult to explain. The thing I think that's true for me and true for most artists is that we're always processing. We're always taking things in, and we might not be able to express what we're processing at the time, but eventually, you know, it'll come out in the work that you're doing. This is an exercise where I'm employing not only painting but collage work. I started off with just basic shapes in acrylic paint, and then overlaying some printed papers in various shapes to kind of get some texture going. And then painting over that. So the whole process is paint, gel medium, collage, paint, mask, with like, actually cut out some mask here to actually protect some pieces that are underneath. Once it's all finished and I remove these masks and this tape, you've got an underpainting underneath. And then, since I'm interested basically in just seeing where it goes after that. So now I'm kind of at this place where I'm trying to get into this practice of doing the work for the sake of the work, and not necessarily for an explicit purpose or for a specific gaze, just coming in here and doing the work. And it's been really liberating in terms of the fact that I don't have a plan. Just come in and do it, see what happens with it, and then we'll go from there. And then you'll learn from this, and then you'll move forward. So the two pieces are called Uptown and Downtown. Another part of that whole idea has to do with suburbia and urban life. I love urban life. A lot of the process starts for me with abstract art with an idea, particularly a color. And I'm always thinking about symbolism and how to actually infer symbols in the work that they aren't necessarily recognizable, but you see them and your brain is automatically going to latch onto them. We like to latch on to patterns in our symbols, and they take on different meaning for whoever's viewing it. I just wanted piece that had all of that, where there was nothing else that you can actually contrast it against. You just have to deal with all the symbolism in one piece and let that speak to you. I prefer to work small, mainly because I want you to come to the painting. I want you to walk up on it and let it reveal. I think sometimes when you're talking about a bigger piece, you can stand from afar and make your judgment about it because it's there. You don't have to go up and ask it what it's doing. But when there's smaller pieces, I've always tried to cram as much information as I can that it catches your eye and you want to know more about it, so you're going to actually come to it. I like to incorporate these huge mosaics of symbols into illustrative work as well. And I did a series of those where it was the same repeating symbols throughout, and the symbols were supposed to be like a footnote as to what's going on with this particular picture. Again, trying to connect the illustrative to the abstract has always been kind of my goal. How do you get both of them to kind of, not necessarily say the same thing, but to say the same thing that you want them to say. When I don't do anything else, it's me sitting at the coffee room table with a Sharpie or a micron pen. The thing that actually got me out of the funk of the pandemic were these, because they were so meditative. I could sit for hours and just start with a line and see where it goes, and not have to worry about this. Just let the line tell me what it wanted to do, And when I think about those, I think about the idea of why I started doing this in the first place. It's like you let these images come out of you. It's not the other way around. You let them come out of you. You let them be what they're going to be. And I know that kind of sounds hokey, but there's really a lot of truth to the idea that the line will tell you where it wants to go, and you have to kind of follow along with it. I've always thought of art as a way to work out problems. It's problem solving. The minute you decide that you want to paint something, you've actually presented yourself with a problem that you want to solve. And I think viewing art in many ways can also be problem solving. And that's something that's specific to the viewer. If I did this and you come in and you see this, and I didn't intend those necessarily, that says something about what's going on with the viewer. I had a best friend who used to, he hated my art. He didn't hate it, but he just I just wish you'd go back to drawing superheroes because I don't understand his abstract stuff, I just really don't, He goes, and I think that when I see it, I'm supposed to understand it, and I don't, so I don't like feeling that way. And I said, well, that's valid. That's a valid reaction, All that you've said is valid. It doesn't mean that you have to like it. You can absolutely hate it, but it's up to you to figure out why you hate it. And it's up to you to figure out those emotions behind the hate. Bottom line, I'm trying to get people to think. A lot of people are just reacting and not understanding why they're reacting to things. And I think that if we had more thought behind how we're feeling, if we exercise thinking about more how we're feeling, some of the answers would be revealed to us. Let's face it, art is about a community, about reaching out to your community, engaging with your community through this avenue of visual art, but bringing people together in terms of presenting them things that get their brains thinking about how the world works. So for me, I'm looking forward to the idea of being able to kind of engage more with people than I haven't before. Just sitting around, meeting people, talking to other artists, and just getting to this point where we've got a community of diverse individuals who are interested in asking those questions, instead of settling for these answers. It's a good place to be right now.